Title asterisk after the separation. Amelia and Lucas's unexpected second chance. Amelia Bennett stood at the edge of the grand ballroom at the prestigious Astoria Hotel, her hand instinctively resting on her swollen belly. At 8 months pregnant, she felt both self-conscious and determined as she navigated the room filled with the city's elite. Tonight wasn't about her personal struggles, but about networking for her budding career as a junior partner at Rylance and Associates, one of the city's top law firms. Just 6 months ago, Amelia's life had been starkly different. She had been living with Lucas Caldwell, a rising star in the tech world and heir to the Caldwell Innovations empire. Their whirlwind romance had seemed perfect until Amelia discovered she was pregnant. Lucas's initial reaction, a mix of shock and hesitation, had left her devastated. Unwilling to compromise her future or her child's, Amelia had made the painful decision to walk away. Now, as she adjusted her posture and smoothed her gown, Amelia focused on the present. She had worked hard to balance her pregnancy and career, and tonight was another step toward proving she could excel as both a professional and a mother. Across the room, Lucas Caldwell tugged at his tie, the weight of the evening pressing down on him. At 35, he was already CEO of Caldwell Innovations. Yet the victory felt hollow. He had spent months burying himself in work, trying to forget Amelia, but her absence lingered like an unspoken regret. As Lucas shook hands and made small talk, his thoughts drifted back to her, the laughter they'd shared, the future they'd envisioned. The guilt of their separation gnawed at him. Neither of them could have predicted that tonight's gala, meant to celebrate success and philanthropy, would also force them to confront their past. Amelia weaved through the crowd, pausing at the bar to order a sparkling water. She was reaching for her glass when a familiar voice broke through the buzz of conversation. "Just a scotch." "Neat," the voice requested. Amelia froze. She knew that voice as intimately as her own. Slowly, she turned, her heart racing as she came face to face with Lucas. He stared at her, his eyes widening as they dropped to her baby bump. "Amelia," he breathed, his voice laced with a mix of surprise and regret. "I didn't expect to see you here." Amelia squared her shoulders, willing her composure to hold. "Lucas," she replied evenly. "It's been a while." Before either could say more, a jovial voice interrupted them. "Lucas, there you are." A portly older man approached, clapping Lucas on the shoulder. "I've been searching all over for you." "Oh, I didn't realize you were in the middle of a conversation." Lucas cleared his throat, visibly flustered. "Mr. Chambers, this is Amelia Bennett. She's an old friend." Amelia felt a pang at the introduction, but forced a polite smile. "It's nice to meet you, Mr. Chambers." Amelia just made junior partner at Rylance and Associates. Lucas added. "Impressive," Mr. Chambers exclaimed, glancing between them. "You two make quite the power duo, don't you?" Lucas coughed, clearly uncomfortable, while Amelia's cheeks burned. Before either could respond, Mr. Chambers was ushering Lucas away to another conversation. Lucas cast one last glance at Amelia, his expression unreadable, before disappearing into the crowd. Amelia exhaled, turning back to the bar. Her hands trembled slightly as she sipped her water. She had convinced herself she had moved on, but seeing Lucas again brought back emotions she had thought were buried: longing, frustration, and an undeniable spark. Lucas couldn't concentrate for the rest of the evening. The sight of Amelia, radiant and visibly pregnant, had shaken him to his core. As the gala continued, he found himself scanning the room, searching for her. When he finally spotted her slipping out onto the balcony, he followed, his heart pounding. "Amelia," he called softly. She turned, startled, and then sighed. "Lucas," she said, her voice weary. "What do you want?" "To talk," he replied, stepping closer. "Please." Amelia hesitated, then nodded. "Okay, talk." Lucas took a deep breath, running a hand through his hair. "I've had a lot of time to think since you left, and seeing you tonight, it's made me realize how much I've been holding back. I panicked when you told me about the baby. I let my fear and selfishness push you away, and I've regretted it every day since." Amelia's throat tightened, but she remained silent. I know I hurt you, Lucas continued, his voice raw, but I don't want to miss out on our child's life. Or on you. Amelia's eyes shimmered with unshed tears. Lucas, she began, her tone cautious. A lot has changed. I'm not the same person I was 6 months ago. I've had to learn to stand on my own, for me and this baby. I know, Lucas said quickly, and I respect that. I'm not asking for everything to go back to the way it was. I'm asking for a chance to start over, to show you I can be the partner and father you deserve. Amelia studied him, her mind swirling. Part of her wanted to believe him, to reclaim the future they had once dreamed of. But another part feared risking her hard-won independence. Finally, she nodded. Maybe, but if we try, we're starting from scratch. No promises. Lucas's relief was palpable. That's more than I deserve. Thank you, Amelia. In the weeks that followed, Amelia and Lucas began cautiously rebuilding their relationship. Lucas attended doctor's appointments, helped Amelia with preparations for the baby, and worked to earn back her trust. Despite the challenges, a fragile hope began to grow between them. When Amelia went into labor 3 weeks early, Lucas rushed to her side, abandoning an important board meeting to be there. Hours later, as he held their newborn daughter in his arms, he vowed to prioritize his family above all else. But their journey was far from over, balancing the demands of parenthood, their careers, and their fragile reconciliation would test them in ways they hadn't anticipated. Through it all, Amelia and Lucas discovered that love isn't about perfection. It's about commitment, growth, and finding strength in each other. Epilogue. 5 years later, Amelia and Lucas stood together at the launch of their joint initiative, the Bennett Caldwell Foundation, dedicated to supporting working families and advancing women in the workplace. Their daughter, Sophie, clapped enthusiastically in the front row as they addressed the crowd, sharing their story of love, loss, and redemption. They glanced at each other with pride and gratitude. Their journey had been far from easy, but it had brought them to a place of profound partnership and purpose, a testament to the power of second chances.